What's going on, eaters and feeders? My name is Casey, and on my channel, I discuss business tips and tricks, startup hacks, entrepreneur mindset, and so much more based on my experience starting and growing Florida's highest rated meal prep company from nothing. So if you want to learn more about marketing, production, purchasing, sales, software, leadership, mindset, meditation, and everything in between, I invite you to subscribe and turn on those alert notifications so you don't miss out on any of my content. I produce videos weekly, I go live sporadically, and I don't want you missing out on any of it. If you've got an idea for an episode, let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, you're also going to want to make sure you check out the links in the show notes. Those links will give you access to so many more resources than I can fit into a YouTube video. I've got free calculators that teach you how to find all sorts of stuff that you can't see in your business. I've got free software that will completely run your business. I've got free ebooks. I've got free boot camps. I've got one-on-one consulting. I've got private groups. I've got so much stuff, and you will only find it if you check out those links in the show notes and if you venture on over to mealprepbiz101.com. That's my site where I host so many more tips, tools, resources, and great stuff that will make your life easier and make your business more successful. So check out those links and check out mealprepbiz101.com. Now let's check out today's episode.
Welcome to our channel where we go behind the scenes for meal plan company Fit Food Fresh and other local businesses across South Florida. Make sure you hit the subscribe and alerts so you never miss a video, and hit us with any questions or suggestions.
This is a special type of episode. They're essentially short little clips from longer episodes, interviews, or consultations that focus on a specific term, topic, or concept, densely packed with value and information that you can immediately learn from and implement in your business's operations. If it's a clip from a longer episode that you'd like to see in its entirety, I invite you to head on over to my YouTube channel where you can see the full-length episode and the context in which this topic was discussed. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one consultation with yours truly, I invite you to head on over to mealprepbiz101.com. Find my store. You'll be able to purchase and book a one-on-one consultation so that you and I can dive into your specific issues, ideas, and problems and see what we can come up with as far as solutions, information, and better arming you to move forward with your business operations. So first, I want your food prices to go up. We started off in 2014 at $9 a meal, and back then we didn't know what we were doing. We knew nothing about the food industry, and we had chef after chef tell us, dude, you guys aren't making money. Like, there's no way you can do it at this cost. And it was such an abstract thing to us that we just thought, like, what do you know? You're a chef. You don't know what the numbers are. You just cook the food. But we ended up raising it. And we ended up raising the price $1 per meal every year. And actually, you guys have an excellent opportunity because we would always do it at New Year's because turn the page, New Year, it kind of fits with everything. People aren't as surprised about it. Right now, we know that the food costs and gas costs and everything's going up. And my friends who have restaurants and my friends who have other meal prep companies, everybody, even my buddy who owns a pizza place, he's stressing. And like, pizza's got amazing margins, but he's like, man, I can't. Like, should I take wings off the menu? I'm like, no, charge more for them. Don't take them off the menu. Just charge more. If people aren't cool with another couple of bucks, they're not going to buy the wings. But you have to make money. You can't stop selling what you're selling. Increase it, and the new customer won't know the difference. So speaking of that, because I think that will make a lot of things easier, that, if you're not making profit, then it's hard to do marketing. It's hard to buy in bulk. Buying in bulk allows you to get stuff cheaper. So this stuff is all interrelated, but making sure that you're making money on what you're selling is what I would do. Is you can look up the standard restaurant ratios. And the good thing is meal prep companies have better profit margins, or should have better profit margins, than a restaurant, because you don't have to pay for wait staff to show up on a rainy day when no one shows up. You don't have to pay for retail space because you could be cooking in a commercial industrial area like we do, because you're not trying to catch foot traffic of random people conveniently going to a movie and then walking in. You're delivering to them. So look up the margins. I like ours is, you said you're concerned about the food quality. We went for more of the higher end, kind of fine dining. We wanted the executive who's otherwise going to go out to a restaurant for dinner or want that caliber of food, just to bring it to them and make it more convenient. So we went for high quality. Our chef right now is, and not to say that you need this, but our chef right now, top of the line, he's been nominated for the James Beard Award twice, the only chef in Florida who can say that. So, but even before we had him, we had the prices. The prices didn't come with the chef. The prices were going up even when we had no-name chefs without awards and all this other stuff. Again, you look up the metro or the breakdown percentages of restaurants, and restaurants have been around forever, so they've got this down. It's like X percentage for rent, X percentage for payroll, X percentage for food costs, waste, all this other stuff, the utilities. They've got it figured out. I would say that you'd want to be. It's hard. I don't want to give you a range, but like food costs alone would probably be. I mean, you want to be under 30%, which sounds really easy, but that's probably because you're not thinking of the labor, and the food doesn't cook itself. So that's when it really starts going up, because people are like, oh yeah, 30%. Yeah, that's nothing. It's like, yeah, well, you're not paying yourself. So you think you have all this left over. That's just one part of it. So look at those margins for, historic restaurant margins, and then like where your food is. Maybe you don't feel like you're 5-star white linen kind of fine dining, so you're not going to use those metrics, but it's going to be somewhere between that and a sticky menu kind of place, and just say, okay, this is where we need to be. So if our price is this, that means I only have this much money to spend on food, and it'll be an average. You'll have some meals that obviously cost more than others. So you don't have to be stringent on everything, but it gives you a ballpark to shoot. I would make sure that you can afford to do it first, because at $9, you guys probably aren't paying yourselves really what you'd be paying an employee to do it. Like if you were broke both your legs and you're not able to do any of this, and you had to pay someone else to do the shopping, the delivery, the cooking, the prep, the dishwashing, and all that jazz, you probably aren't going to be, as profitable as you think. A lot of people aren't. So that's another thing that you want to keep in your mind is when you switch from role to role, it behooves you to look at the different tasks that you're doing, the different hats that you're wearing. And you're like, okay, I've got my chef hat on. I'd probably have to be paying somebody X amount of dollars to be doing this. Okay, I spent this many hours today or this week doing this. Okay, this stuff could be done by someone who's not a chef, but they still need some kind of culinary experience. It can't be, 12-year-old or, whatever the minimum working age is. It can't be, a minimum wage person. So when I'm doing plating or when I'm doing this, probably going to, pay myself this much an hour. And then you look at how much that's actually costing you a week. And that gets you more prepared for the price shock when you have to, because it's very important that at some stage you build yourself out of the machine so you can run the machine and you're not in there turning the cogs and the wheels and all that stuff. So it helps you. Okay, like this $500 a week that I'm paying myself, and now that's going to go to somebody else, and my bills are still covered, because now I have to go be the salesperson, or I have to go be the manager. I have to go do this other stuff, and let this person take over that role. So start paying attention to your hours, and like I said, you make yourselves your little employees. And when you're a driver, you're doing this and that and whatever, the shopping, all these other tasks. You got to think about it like this. You're making $9 a meal right now, or you're charging $9 a meal right now. Let's say you're making 50 cents a meal. Let's say you're making $1 a meal to make it easy math. If you move that to $10, you're not just making another $1 meal. You just doubled your profit. Yeah. So that price increase, once you have your numbers figured out, that price increase is huge.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Again, I want to stress that you need to be subscribed to both the YouTube and the podcast. So make sure you're doing that so you get the most out of the content that I'm producing. You're also going to want to make sure that you're checking out those show notes. They're going to have links to more resources, freebies, goodies, all sorts of fun stuff like that. And of course, mealprepbiz101.com. Until my next episode, I look forward to helping you grow as a business, as an entrepreneur, and as an individual.